The tea sourcing season has just started. We have received a lot of tea samples from Yunnan and today we are going to taste them with you. Hi guys, this is Gabriele from nannuoshan, where we share the pleasure of drinking and discovering genuine farm tea. Today I am again with Caroline.
Hi guys.
And we have received quite a few samples from Yunnan that we are going to taste to find out what we will feature this year in our shop, New Tea. And I thought, well, it's a good opportunity for showing you how we actually select tea at nannuoshan. We have today our official tea taster, Caroline. Caroline, how good are you with pu'er?
Oh, I can taste pu'er. I'm certainly not an expert in terms of, all the regions and everything, but yeah, I'm just relying on my taste here.
Okay, well that's what we want to know, right? Because we have all the information about the teas, so really what we care here about taste and to find out if it is a good price for the taste. So what I did here, Caroline, I wrote some notes. And I did so because although we have done some videos about taking tasting notes, those are more general, let's say for every kind of tea. But here I wanted to focus more on pu'er, although we don't have only pu'er, but we are going to drink pu'er today. And I gave you here some hints, also for me, that will guide us through the tasting. So we want to look, also for you guys, what we have here, we want to look at the aspect of the leaf. That's one aspect. Another thing you want to look, as for every tea actually, is aroma and flavor. And here you have different type of nuances that are a bit more characteristic for pu'er. I've written just here a few, if it is a spicy, if it has some smokiness or tobacco note and so on. Then fairly quickly you realize which type of storage the pu'er has, if it is an old tea, might not be the case today. Then we have, I would say, the strength of the tea. That's an important characteristic for pu'er. It is a mild pu'er or if it is very intense. And that strength goes along with what people call chachi, the tea energy, the kind of sensation that pu'er gives to your body. Then we have the mouthfeel, generally speaking, not only if it goes from light to full-bodied, but also things like how harmonious the harmony you have in your mouth, and also a characteristic typical of pu'er, if it generates a lot of saliva. Yeah, there's kind of a feedback that you're actually liking it. Then bitterness is crucial in pu'er. Can be bitter, can be not. Both are good, but which type of bitterness we have. And if the bitterness turns into sweetness, that sometimes is also this return of sweetness that is said. Huigan. And then we have an important thing actually, and I put this in here, is which is the yield of the tea. So according to the price and how many times we can steep it, you have a little bit of a feeling of the value. And you as an economist, you have a feeling for value. All right, this just to give you maybe a little bit of a frame in which we will move today so that you can play a little bit with us, and also some reference when you want to try pu'er in parallel tasting as we will do today. Because today we will taste, as you see here, 4 teas. We have to pick up 4 teas out of this. So let's first of all look at what we have here. We have actually 14 different teas that I spent the whole morning, Caroline, today, while you were watching YouTube, hopefully nannuoshan.
No, I wasn't watching YouTube.
She wasn't watching YouTube. And I spent the whole morning in getting information from the vendors and from the producers and finding out information from China. I had to do it in the morning because now they are going to bed. So I put everything here on the computer, right, so that we have a little bit of a reference and we can go through that together. So first of all, 14 samples we have here. We have actually a white tea that we're not going to taste, but I put it here that was delivered with it. It is a show made from 2018 that we didn't order, but we got, so we will try. Then we have a series of Sheng Pu'er, and you see here that I already marked in green some of them and in yellow some others. And I will give the choice to you, by the way. So I give you some ideas, but the green ones are all from Xishuangbanna, from West Xishuangbanna. So we have, starting here, these two. Here, they are, first of all, these three, 1, 2, and 3, are all from the same tea factory. And they are from the Zhuofutan Yuan Chaye. Chaye means not only tea leaves, I think it's a different intonation here, it means tea factory. And they come, two of them from Hekai in Menghai. Hekai, Caroline, is kind of pretty much under nannuoshan, southern western nannuoshan. And from Hekai we have two types. We have a dashu and a gushu. So big leaves, so older trees and even older ancient trees, gushu, from the same year and the same place. So that's kind of interesting. Then we have pasha, very close to Hekai. I think that pasha is between, actually, pretty much between nannuoshan and Hekai. And this is also 2018, so similar year. And what you see here in this line, Karen, that is important for our economist, is a price reference. So you see that the most expensive is down here with 100, and the rest gives you the ratio where we are with the price. So we have this one that is from Dapingjan, Jingmai, a little bit of a different location, so I would say we leave it for today. This one here. Maybe we dedicate a single tasting to that one. And then those in yellow are actually from Linsang. All from Linsang. There are two, this one and this one down here from Bangdong, from the same place in Linsang. And they actually come from different sources. And they are different years and very different price. One is 1/5 of the price of the other. By the way, all this pricing are wholesale price. So the difference, if we would feature both of them on the shop, would not be 20, would be less than that. We have done a video about the wholesale price of tea and others about the retail price of tea, so that you can have a look there why there is this difference. But certainly one is much more expensive than the other. Then we have these two that are from Baiyingshan, same place in pretty much the north part of Linsang. And we have a Bingdao Huangpian, fairly expensive, and it is a Huangpian. And yeah, okay, and that's it. We have also this one here from Banpeng. Banpeng is also in Xishuangbanna, and it is in the Bulan region. So if you want, you have nannuoshan, and then you have Pasha, Hekai, and down further down near Banjiang. You have this Banpeng. It is not super famous, but in the recent years became. So basically my idea here was, Caroline, do you want to go for Linsang and making this double comparison between Bangdong, Baiying, or do you want to stay in Xishuangbanna and we have these Hekai, Dashu, Gushu?
Maybe this one.
Yeah, you prefer?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have samples number 2. And why are you going with that one?
Yeah, because...
Louder.
Because it's just in his file, it's just the first ones.
Ah, just because of that? Okay, very methodical. So 2, 3. And we tell you more about the teas as we go through. Maybe I give you already the first one if you can weight 3 grams or 4 grams. We have the number 3, then we have Pasha, that is the number 4 here. Let's put them here. And then we have this we remove, there are for another time.
How many grams?
4 grams, let's do. And then we have Pasha, and Banteng is the number 9. Eight? Oh, where is the 9? 9. All right, so we have 9 here, 4, 3 and 2. All right, so let's summarize what we are going to drink here. In the meantime, I boil the water. So we have 4 pu'er, all relatively fresh, but one. Yeah, oh, perfect. So let's have a look at the leaves. This first one here, when the water is boiling, is, let me read it, is the dashu from Hekai. You can go with the next one.
This one?
Yeah, if you need the scissors are here. And is this tea here is a bit difficult to show that to you, but that's fairly dark actually. So, sorry. So it is a dashu, we say, and it is from 2017. Then the second one is also from Hekai, same place, same year, 2017. And it is from the same factory that we said before, but it is a gushu, and it is about double the price. So to give you an idea, Caroline, also. So here we have out of 100 being the most expensive, we have 37, we have 69. All right, then we have the third one here, that is also from the same tea factory, that, let's repeat that again, is the Tuofu Tang Yun Chaye. And it is from Pasha, also in the Menghai County, as we say, just southern of Nannuoshan, 2018.
This has something else in there.
Okay, so we put them in here. Here you go. So we'll keep them here so that we can try them later. This is the other one. And the last one, here the fourth one, is Banpeng, and it is from 2010. So it is a little bit older than the other one. It's already 12 years old. It is also not from the same factory. It is another older and I would say even more famous factory, the Lining Tea Factory. Okay. Cool. So while Caroline gets started there, I started actually brewing the tea. I have a timer, so when you do parallel tasting, you really want to stick to the same ratio of leaves, of water, of time, and everything. So to steep them exactly in the same way. So we'll do maybe, I don't know, 1 minute. So
This
so
one?
you see,
Two? Or
as well, yeah. And we have 3 gaiwas that are exactly the same. One, the 4th one, is a little bit different. But before the video, I really made sure that the capacity is the same. All these gaiwan are 90 milliliter under the lid. And one thing that you do is when you check and you want to make sure that the water is just under the lid but not above it, you can just put the lid on it and then you check the lid to see if there are just a little drops on the rim of the lid, telling that it's really at the limit. All right. So this is just 10 seconds. How do I do? I think I wait for this just to not mess up things. There we go. No, let's do the next one. Kind of tricky. You see how many things you have actually to keep into consideration when you do this tasting. And another easier way, of course, to do is just tasting one by one. But of course, you don't have a direct comparison between the two. And also, it's can I say, it's a longer process, right? So you have just really to spend quite a little bit more time for doing that. How is it?
Still too much.
4.2 is also fine.
Here.
How much you have?
Yes.
Ah, here you go. Okay. Good. Almost there. So I hope I did everything right, but I think so. 1 minute each. And you know, Caroline, if you want, you can start smelling the lid and letting us know what you think about. Shall we use the same filter? Let's use the same filter.
So this one smells different than the two first ones.
Okay, so the third one, yeah?
Yeah. Interestingly, I find that the first one smells more intense than the second one, although this is a dashu and this is a gushu.
Okay.
And then the last one.
So you notice more similarity between the two than that, okay. Which makes sense. These, we say they are both from Hekai, while the third one is from Pasha, not too far, but is another mountain. And this one is from Banpeng. So Hekai, Dashu, Hekai, Gushu, Pasha, and Banpeng. Banpeng. Yeah, I see what you mean. And here you even smell that it's older instantly. Okay. In terms of price, since I didn't tell them all, let's say this is price 1, this is double, this is the same as price 1, so these two are similar price, and then we have this one here that surprisingly is also the same. So actually we have only this one that is really more expensive. The other three have the same price, despite the age, because this is 2010. And they are all Gushu except the first one that is Dashu. Which one? Shall we go? Yeah?
So it's the first sip, so it's never too strong.
It's not strong. Quite mild actually, yeah. Soft, in a way soft. Let's test them one next to each other and let's see. So this is supposed to be the Gushu from the same place. I would say there is a lot of similarity.
There's a lot of similarity, but it has slightly more strength, I feel. A bit more. Then this one feels
soft,
like
though.
less steeped, but this is like as if you had steeped this one probably for longer. Although it was steeped the same time, right?
Yeah. But indeed, quite a lot of similarity. So the main difference is, as Caroline said, the strength and also the mouthfeel. I would say that this to me was a bit
Very
smoother.
smooth. And this one you have well, it's pu'er, so it's just the typical astringency from pu'er. This one maybe has it slightly less, yeah.
It's a bit more vibrant, maybe.
So it has more first notes, and
So high notes, you mean?
it has some sweetness to it.
Is certainly, well, it's sweeter than the both, but certainly way sweeter than the second one, right?
Is it honey or like
Mhm.
yeah?
I like it actually.
Let's see how it holds over time, though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's the point, yeah. And now, so all these are 2017, 17, 18. We are recording in 2022.
This has a more, yeah, charcoaly, smoky note. A bit wood or something.
Yeah, this of course is very different than the other. To me, it reminds even some port wine. It has some alcohol. It has like it would be a little bit. There would be a little bit of alcohol in it. You know?
Like maybe no, like something stored in wine. So just like
Mhm.
wood, like if you would store like
Mhm.
tea in wood barrels.
Yeah.
And the texture is not less smooth there. You feel a bit. No, the texture's no, maybe not the texture, but how it feels on your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah, it's not too bitter though. We'll see.
Let's find out. So at the first round, which is the one that somehow you like more? Is there any?
They're so different. That's what what is interesting. Like, yeah,
So no favorite yet.
no.
Did I go too fast? I think I went too fast there. I might have messed up a little bit the time here. All right. I'm curious about these two.
Just a bit.
I have a big bowl here, so we can, empty them. Mm-hmm.
This one
So
is-
that's the smoothest.
yeah, less intense. I think that's the least intense from all of them, right?
So the only one not being Guscio. Shall I? You want?
I try both.
So now we're doing a little bit of a longer steep. Let's steep them longer. They were all pressed, so didn't watch so much at the time. I think it is 2 minutes actually. So we might get quite some strength here. See also in the color. Also, when you do longer steepings, is much less problematic if you are off a little bit with the brewing time, because if it has been steeping 2 minutes or 2 minutes and 5 seconds, it's not a big difference. So usually that's what I do when I taste in parallel. I don't put a lot of leaves where I have to pay extreme attention about the steeping time. I put less leaves, steep for longer, and mistakes are not so important. It's incredible how the first three have such a similar color. It's fairly similar in color. Yeah, I mean it's same order.
Yes.
Yeah. So the dashu.
Now you feel the taste. Yeah.
Oh wow. yeah, you start feeling the taste from that place in Xishuangbanna. So all that area, that the main high area, that characteristic taste is coming out now. I'm sure if we would, maybe I do another video then about the Linsang, and in those there will be a completely different scenario in terms of bitterness. Also, when you taste in parallel, you are not tasting completely the tea, because of course the Huigang is all mixed up, so it's kind of difficult. You just get the first feeling. We are not also going to choose if we buy any of this tea just out of this tasting. This is just the first screening to see how the things is, if there is any potential there for us or not.
It's so like the steep is so strong that it feels very difficult to taste the difference.
I put it this way. So far between the first two, I don't see the point in going with the Gushu.
Me neither. And actually, when I smelled the dry leaves, I found the smell better
Of the first one, yeah?
The first one. But then the first
They-
steep was really, really light.
They are
somehow.
also nicer leaves actually, yeah. So it's the leaves here of the Dashu are also a little bit nicer than those of the yeah. And let's say it's not a huge difference. It's double the price, which sounds like a lot. It's not, could be worse, let's say, but still. Do you have the third?
Yeah.
So the third is Pasha. And those regions are really close to each other. I mean, the gardens may be just, a few dozen of kilometers from each other.
They're all good. It's just like difficult right now, like to.
This has, I have to say, in terms of flavor, I prefer the third one to the first two. Yeah, it is more, the flavor is more clear there. Yeah, definitely. I really prefer the third one here. None of them is extremely vegetal. There is not really grassy. They have these all of the three of them, they have all a fairly strong bitterness.
Here you can taste the age a bit more.
Yeah, the 2010.
Yeah. It's a bit more woody and yeah. And smoother, like now that it's the second steep, and yeah, it's really, really strong. It feels
A lot of wood.
smoother as well. Like
Yeah.
it's not as astringent and yeah.
Actually, I like this quite a bit. Yeah, it's especially if I look at the price, right? We are here in the same price range as the other, and it's okay for the Liming tea factory, so it's a fairly large tea factory, but it's yeah, it's convincing me this. Yeah, so and certainly for the price.
But for the price, is it for the cake or?
No, yeah, no. For the price, is that
Or
no.
the-
It is for the same quantity.
Same
Just a
quantity,
reference.
okay.
Yeah, this comes in 400 gram Bing Cha. This one here. Yeah.
So
You
it's,
see, this is a gram per cake,
that's the one. Sorry, it's
and
the
this
number
is
9.
this is the yeah, all the green one, all the green we're tasting.
2010. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
then
that-
that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought it was the 2015.
No, that's the
But,
2010,
yeah.
and you have it has a little bit of liquor, a little bit of alcohol, a lot of woodiness. Actually, it has a lot of woodiness. Yeah, it's less bitter than the other, although it's certain
But it's
a
because of
bitter
the age.
area.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
just the
age that
age.
is smoothing it. So far, I would like to put in this way. So between these two, to me, this one doesn't make a lot of sense because there is a very little difference between the two. This one I prefer in terms of flavor to the first two. although
I'll try again because
I give you blind. I give you blind. Close your eyes.
Yep.
Okay. And then you tell me which one between the two you prefer. That's also the way to go if you're unsure.
So I
go
think this
blind.
is the third again, because I think it's like it has this honey note for me, like.
And again, the association. You see, this is another characteristic of that helps in tasting. Caroline associated that tea with, and of course, I'm just telling you now that was the right one. It was the third one, and she instantly noticed that's the tea because she has this honey association in her.
Yeah. Now that I try, yeah. So yeah.
Which I don't remember if I gave you the first or the second, but doesn't matter.
Yes. So the two first one are like for me like very poor. The second one has this added honey note, and the other one has more like wood.
You
maybe
can
slight-
open the eyes.
Ah, yes.
Because we are so used to the blind tasting when you keep your eyes closed for so long. No, I mean that's good to me, and you know it's this is an interesting one. I want to try it again. Also, I have only this reference price. I really have to look at the price of the tea, but I believe this would be a fairly affordable one. So I keep on this into consideration. These two, honestly, I don't know if I will even taste them again. Maybe I give them to someone else to try, so to get an opinion. But I don't really, would like to feature them. And the third one is also very interesting. The fourth one, sorry, is the 2010 from Banpeng is also very interesting to me. Yeah, it's it has been aged already quite a bit, I would say. So I will have to ask and find out exactly where it was aged. So this was now the tasting about the Xishuangbanna tea. Let's see if after taking a little break, I feel like going to another 4 pu'er and going to Linsang. But that's the way that pretty much we evaluate the tea. So you do a first screening. When you do parallel tasting, you very quickly find out those teas that you don't like, right?
But there's none that is really bad or not
No,
weird
no,
or
no.
and yeah.
This comes after a pre-selection, of course. So we have some are our contacts, some are contacts of our friends. And as you see, there were 2 different type of packaging here because basically what we did, we got the tea to 2 different friends in China. They packed them, then one sent the tea to the other, and everything together came to us. So it's a long process, but that's the way it is done. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this a little bit adventurous tasting with us. If that's the case, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe the channel if you haven't done it so. And if you're looking, just as the video came out, maybe wait another week and then we will taste together the very, in my opinion, interesting comparison in Linsang, and I have to read between the 2 Bangdong and between the 2 Bai Yingshan. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye. So I was tasting again these 4 teas, and I have to say this one is completely different than the other, and also by far the one I like the most. I still stay with that first impression. And concerning these 3, I say the difference between these 2 is really, really hard. So even now that I took some time, I didn't have really to speak to the camera, to you. And even if I take the Gushu, let's say, and I try a parallel comparison with this other one here. So we had the Hekai here and the Pasha. Yeah, all in all, the first impression I had and Caroline had remained the same. The Hekai has a little bit more bite, a tiny bit more. Here you have more honey, maybe even a tiny bit more florality, but just subtle. I like also better the mouth feeling, but nonetheless, yes, the difference, you know, it's so tiny that I would just simply say, yeah, I like that one better than the other two, but there is not such a huge edge, let's say.